back at Lockhart, and look at what we have. We've got a roof. The roof has been raised here at Lockhart. At least a couple sections of it have. This is the sections that we saw last week right out in front of the stands, just laying there ready to be installed. We kind of had a feeling those were pieces of the roof, and this is confirmation. That's about what, one or two little sections of the roof. The rest has to keep going. And last week we also saw all this little skinny metal here for the actual bleachers, and it's been completed all the way across. So nice progress here. This is amazing, seeing the roof up. It's really starting to take shape. It's really looking like a soccer facility now. Got a few guys up here working this weekend. A quiet Sunday morning. Just a minute ago there was a couple of pieces of metal dangling from that big crane that looks like they're working on. We got a worker up here. I'm not sure how well you guys can see it, but he's up there soldering the roof. See some sparks flying a little bit. He's soldering in some of the metal there, getting it nice and tight. Previous weeks, this area on the west was really a staging area full of just pieces of metal, full of a lot of trucks and other things. It's all been cleared out, flattened out. Looks like they are pretty close to putting in some asphalt. This is going to be a parking lot here on the west side. We're here on Northwest 55th Street, and that road has now been completed. They've extended it all the way from east to west, along with some parking over here on the west as well, right by the training facility. All right, we get a nice look at the training facility here. Got a big group of guys here, hard at work. We know we've got some family members of this crew watching our video, so thanks a lot for watching. If you got any tips or news or anything you want to share with us, put them in the comments below. It's like they're going to the top. Taking the elevator up to the top of the training facility. Looks like they're pulling on the metal there, making sure it's nice and secure, testing it as they go. Looks like some of that roof work, some of that angled overhang area has been extended all the way to the end. Last week it wasn't complete. This week they've got the structure up all the way, and some of those metal slats going more than halfway across. Still no grass out here on the training fields. But they're all nice and flat, ready, just waiting for that new groundskeeper from Orlando to show up and start planting some grass. Looks like fuse boxes or electric boxes, whatever they are, have been attached to these lighting poles. Last time we were here, I didn't see that. Now they're on almost every lighting pole across. So here's a shot we have never shown you. We're here on Commercial Boulevard, pan across this field that is going to become the park. Here's the stadium. This is your view from Commercial Boulevard, a noisy Commercial Boulevard. So you can see it's set back a bit if you're not familiar with the area. It's really starting to take shape. You're really starting to notice it as you drive by. And for those in Miami that aren't exactly familiar where Lockhart is, that's 95 right there. You get off of 95 at Commercial Boulevard, and you make one of your, I think it's your second left, you'll see a Circle K right here. Down this street, and there's a stadium. And this large patch of grass that has been empty for years, as long as I can remember, will become a home of a really nice park right out in front of the stadium. Park that Inter Miami is going to build, city's going to maintain. So really use this land This will be built after the stadium, so I guess you call it phase 2. This land has been underutilized for years. As we walk down from Commercial Boulevard on Oriole Boulevard, here is a little more of a close-up look of the stadium. Really taking shape. I say that a lot, I know. All right, now we are over on the east side, and we see some nice activity going here on the east side. Last week we saw this tall metal just laying out on the ground, getting ready to be installed, and it's happening right now as we speak. It's going up. They've got a lot more of the stands going in. You know, something I noticed is a little bit different than the West. On the West, they put up all the big metal structure first and then put in the stands. This time we've got the stands that were going in before the big metal. You know, big metal, technical term. Here on the southeast corner, you get a really good view of those west stands with a bit of the roof. As we saw, they are currently working on it. And we pan over here to the east side, and they're working on the east as well. Just hanging out in the middle of the air. One of the construction workers just yelled out to his crew, "All right, boys, you're on TV." Cracking me up. It's pretty loud over here. A lot going on this side. That is a really big hook that's gonna pick up that piece of metal. Look how close these things are to the road. They're actually, I was just standing underneath that thing. I decided it might be a good idea to move. Those big balls, that's actually going into the road right now. As he's starting to swing it around. Kind of glad it moved. They hooked it. They got it. They're raising it up. Again, man, this is really close to the road. Here I am on the sidewalk. It's really close to the road. Moving it up really quick though. And it'll swing it over there. Alright, he swung it real slow. And he's moving it into place now. Nice and easy. I think the guys are enjoying being filmed. They keep laughing, waving, having a good chuckle about me out here filming them, doing their job. Just chilling, drinking a Slurpee. Where's Big Gulp? Just hanging out. Alright, now it's time to get a little more serious, guys. Alright, we've moved down to the northeast corner, closer to where the supporter is going to sit. Again, get a nice view of the west side, the roof going in. You know, last week I was asking when they might be putting in the field over here on the main pitch. And we've recently heard that in the next couple of weeks we should start to see the grass cut being installed. Which makes sense since they just hired a groundskeeper, so timing is right. And if you notice, they put up a fence around the pitch. It wasn't there before. And I don't know if you could pick it up, but they're watering the field right now. We've got sprinklers out there. And all the trucks and gear that was out in the middle of the pitch, just using as kind of a staging area, has now been moved off to the sides, with the fence having gone up. That way the grounds crew can get to work. So maybe it'll be installed even sooner than a couple of weeks. I mean, we may already have the beginnings of it right now. The Goodyear blimp is flying over Lockhart. They also want to get a good look. You know, they're going to get some good photos. So I would imagine some good photos are going to be out online in the next couple days. You got guys up there in the Goodyear blimp. You know they've got to be taking some nice shots, aerial shots. We didn't talk about this last week, but we've got some trees that have been installed here in the parking lot. They were here last week. You would have seen them on the video. I just didn't really talk about them, but here they are. Back here where the artificial turf football field will be, the tarp has been completely covered up by gravel. And you got those trucks out there still flattening out the gravel. They were out here last week doing it. They're still doing it. Nice, slow and easy. They've added some new fencing here. This is where I was able to get really cool shots of these back fields because there was zero fence. They've now decided to add a fence here, but we can still peek over it. All right, as we pan across the far northeast, the very back corner of the property, you can see they've started installing some palm trees. Give it a nice look, a nice barrier between the airport and the fields. Plus they've got some other plants over here as well going in, some shrubbery that are in pots that they're getting ready to install. Give these trees and plants some time to mature, create a nice barrier. They've also installed some new sidewalk coming along this back east end of the property along some of the training facilities that wasn't here last week. Well, that's it for this week's construction update. We got a roof, guys. It's really moving along quick. Can't wait to see how much progress they make next week. So make sure you check back in next week where we'll do this all over again. If you have not already done so, please subscribe to this channel. We're growing. We're getting really close to 1,000 subscribers. So thanks so much to everybody that's subscribed. Tell your friends and like and share this video. Thanks so much, and we will see you next week. And just like 10 minutes later, they've already got that one piece installed and they're bringing up another one. This stuff is truly like an erector set. I mean, it just snaps right into place. They probably do a little fastening here and there and it's done. Then they're ready for the next one. It is so fast the way they just snap it together. I mean, it's completely an erector set. It's amazing engineering and technology, how this all gets done.